What is up, legends? We are back we are in ASTRA right now. Now, their team gave me early access to show you guys this game, kind of do an in-depth review, and that's kind of like what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna pretty much tell you everything about the game. I'm gonna do my best to say it quickly and get right into it. Very first thing that we have right over here at the top left is our little familiar, which opens up all our things to actually look at. And first thing you see is obviously whatever icon you put there. I put myself there for the main character, and you can see my adventure level, my guild. We'll get into all that. And then the first tab is the store. I have a separate video for all this, but really quick, you get to see everything that goes along in here. For the most part, I'll break this down in a separate video because it actually needs to be broke down. But here's everything right here. Next is your friends right here. Obviously, you know, test server. We got no friends. Achievement. Everything that you do that unlock stuff, you get star stones, and that's your currency that you use to buy whatever you want to buy, whether it be summons or anything else that you like in the game. Next up is the guidance book. And guidance book's pretty much as it sounds. It shows you the different things that are going on, including like if you want to, this is the character is currently up right now, Xanthia. We're going to talk about her along with everybody else. You have your own special call, which is literally you purchase it, and then every day you're going to get these currencies. You have your Embark on the journey. You pretty much get 40 summons by the time you get to Master of the Book level 20, which is your account level. We see I'm at 17 right now. It's my third time through this game. I'm like, I just kind of want to be global now, so I'll have to start over, but here we are. And then over here, next, you have 10, 10. At 30, then 35, you get 10 more plus currency, and then at 40, you get more. And 40 is the limit for this right now. You have the Gift of Goddess right here, which is essentially what you get when you finish stages and you buy the $27 pack. Start of your journey. All of this stuff is the stuff that you get freely for doing various things in the game. You get characters, and as you can see, I get Liam, I get Auric, basically for beating them. Liam is actually really good. We'll talk about him again in the future. Then you have Martel right here. All right. Subdue again. Pretty much going through these individual areas will give you more currency, gold, which is very useful. You have your Tower of Trials, which I unlock with a world quest. And then you have Arena, which I can't actually go into. Well, I can, but there's nobody there. Might as well just talk about it now since we're here. Multitask, right? So you get 1v1, you get 2v2 and 3v3, and you use that, and you get rewards over here, which these are artifacts. You can see Honorable Fighter right here. The 2 set gives you 5.40 HP, 4 set gives you normal skill damage, and when HP is less than 50%. Pretty good for PvP stuff. And the same thing over here. These are all upgrade items, just to help you with your progression if you don't care anything about the set pieces. Also pretty useful because upgrade items are very much needed. I do know that I'm rushing through this, but it's because there's a lot of stuff to actually talk about. All right, you have the Call of Stars right here. This is your summon area, and real quick, we'll talk about this. And Lucian is actually a very useful character. I'm going to show him in action. And you essentially just, for like 10 summons, basically get him free. He came out with my summons, so I didn't even have to do this, but you definitely want to get him. Makes your life totally easier. Xanthia is a good 5-star special character right now. She's fast with her caster skills and very much damaging, so she's going to be good in PvP and PvE. Then you have your weapons, like if you want to get the special weapons for them, you can do so. And then you have, this is the Call of Stars, which is essentially the basic banner. You shouldn't really be doing this unless you're like not really interested in Xanthia and already done and got Lucian or whatever else like this. But there is a summon that you have at the top of here, that is, I believe, to 40 or 50, you're guaranteed to get a 5-star. So you should do that first and go after that, unless you just 100% care about Xanthia, but there's a chance that it will take forever to actually get her. So you should just go to the special banner first and get your 5-star, whoever that be, and then take your attention and turn it to Xanthia if you want her, or head down here. So the pity for this is 90. Dev team, my problem with this is that the top games on the market, all their pities are either 70 or 80. 60, 70, or 80. You're 10 higher than the top grossing games in the world. You can't be the new game coming in and have your pity be higher than the top grossing games. Everybody's gonna know that, including I just literally said it. So you probably should lower this. I know it probably just looks good, and I know nobody probably told them that, but I'm telling you that the top grossing games on the market, every single one, you guys are higher. And the last game that did that was Dislight, and you know what happened to that last game? Yeah. Lower this. This is too high. So, with that said, next up is missions. So missions over here will just take you through everything. You have your world quests that you can actually do. For the most part, pay attention to them and knock them out as best as you can. The gold ones is always going to be your main story quest, so you definitely want to pay attention to them. But if you're ever stuck and you need more currency, or just want to do something different, world quests are good because they usually unlock something that is useful in your character's progression and your account power. Collections is just pretty much everything that you can see in the game, whether it be equipment or characters, which we will talk about right now, which they'll show you every character in the game. So I'm going to briefly talk about every character so you guys can get a gist of everything. And this game has a very good thing where it actually shows you stuff. So very first character is Leon. Leon is your base character that you get first. He's pretty okay, actually, though, when it comes to auto. And you can probably auto with him in the first 3 chapters and it'd be just fine. Of course, you can't do that on the bosses. Don't do that on the big bosses. But as far as the stages themselves, from like 3-1 to 3-11 until you get to 3-12 with the boss stages, you can probably get away with that with this character. He's pretty nice. He has a big shield right here, which will run through and does blood damage, you see, and then his dodge. Next up, we have Yonko. Yonko is actually kind of good. He attacks fast. He has an automatic interceptor, which you can throw out. If you place it relatively in good spots against bosses, it'll do a lot of damage to bosses. And you just take the aggro and just let it sit there, and you just dodge around, and it'll slowly just peck away and just do damage. It's really good. So you have your signature right here, which is kind of like a snare and does okay damage. And then of course the dodge. So he's the second character that you get. And you have Ronnie, which is your third. Ronnie is a big type DPSer. Her normals are actually pretty good. They're pretty fast, which allows her to get out the way. Her flash blast is a nice AoE. It takes a little bit of time to explode like that, but it does pretty good damage. And then her signature is a height beam, which does a lot of damage. And as you can see, leaves the Rush of Dawn. It's a moment speed reduction, duration, and everything else like that. Pretty nice. Orlick, which I'm not really that big of a fan of him, but he's like your first hammer guy that you get. Kind of slow, does okay damage, He has Unbreakable, which, pretty much makes him kind of tanky and okay. I'm just not a big fan of the really slow guys in this game, so it's up to you guys if you feel a tank is up your alley. Earth Smash is kind of okay too. They're annoying in PvP, Oryx, by the way. Alright, so then you have Martel, which you get freely. He's the next kind of like tank slash DPS that you get. He has his Will of Thunderblade, which is pretty fast, and the linear attack that goes across. And then he has this Lightning, which is pretty much like tanky, but he's faster, so if you're into that tank style, he might be a better option for you. You have Lucian, which is the first healer, and you see he attacks fast. And in my opinion, I'll talk about him later. He has a Holy Sword Blessing, which is Sword of Light that goes across. You heal every time that you attack with this, as long as it's out. So it's pretty good once you start getting into trouble with fight. You have Magnificent Light, which is basically your heal. It heals yourself and everybody in your party, even if they're not on the field. And of course, the dodge. You have Order, which is another, like literally his normals is crazy. Just putting it out there. Explosive Arrow, which is pretty nice and does damage over time and explodes. And then the signature right here, which is also pretty nice. See, this gives you extra damage on top of that in the explosion. And you can charge and do that. Fun, right? You have Nanyan, another slow character. I've had her a few times, but I didn't get her in this account. And this move right here is actually pretty good because, as you can see, it heals. And it's based off of the damage, so the stronger you get, the more that it heals. Just her, though. And you have this nonsense, which is funny. She just slams down, you know, hits everybody. And allies with the Ice Zone gain Warrior's Vigor. You see Warrior's Vigor heals everybody who's around in that as well. So she's a pretty good paladin class type of character. She's your first character like that. Saya is the other character. So even if you don't get Saya, you get her. She's still pretty good to do the job too as the paladin. And you have my least favorite character in the game, Capishi. He's damaged over time. His attacks are just like weird. That I don't know what. I think it's because the venomous spores thing is like weird and slow. It just goes across the screen, and the enemies just move out of it. So it's just like a wasted attack. But then he has this, which is Spore Facilitator, which is very good damage. And if enemies stand in it, including bosses, they take a lot of damage from it. But of course, they can move out. So he's not a major fan. I'm not a major fan anyway. You have Andre, which is like the cool guy, basically. That's normal. He's pretty much a mage, a vampire mage. That's a pretty fast attack. And yeah, that one, which has a little bit of timing on it, but again, it puts the pillar out, and then everything around burns, which is pretty cool. You drag stuff into it. You have Liam, which is probably the best epic in the game. I had him a few times. All his attacks are fast. He has Wolffang, which even a boss who actually crack a boss with this as well. He has the Black Wolf, which doubles his damage on top of that, as you can see. It's a very good autoing because he rotates in and out of that, and you can actually put a certain sword on him that I have on my character right now, that I'll show you in a bit, that will put up an extra buff on top of that, which makes it really good. You can actually speed this up too with his attack. Like if you hold down the attack button, and he'll just swipe. Did they actually show that here? Let me see. That right there. Like, that does so much damage. It's great. Alright, then you have Adories, which is probably my least favorite as far as the 5 stars. That's because, again, she's a poison character, and this is slow. Same thing with this. Like, you end up missing that majority of the time. And then this, again, is situational. It's an even bigger spot right there. It does even more damage and everything else like that. Very good PvP, though, if people are standing in it. But for the most part, I'm just not a fan of her. Then the character who I'm like literally the biggest fan of in this game is Saya. Saya could solo this entire game by herself if she wasn't relegated to basically being stuck. Like, the problem with Saya is that the system itself kind of like screws out of that. You have to change when you are attacking if you have a certain element. Like if I'm using all ice, I have to change to fire or light, you know, darkness, like you can see in this row right here. But she is such a good unit outside of that because you see she has the Shield of Justice right here that goes. She has that counter parry right there. This is all just the first skill, by the way. And then on top of that, you see, you know, the Sigma Life, it heals her. On top of the still first skill, by the way. And the strong attack, which as you can see, there's that. Then the dash attack. I didn't show that with everybody, but with her, it's just like I just don't understand. Like she just has so much. Everybody has something similar, but with hers, it just means a whole lot more. All right, so then you have Flowing Life. With Flowing Life, it puts a sigil out, and you see they all have this sigil. So whenever you attack them, including if other people attack them, they get healed as long as they have that sigil up. It's amazing. And the stronger you become, the more that actually heals. And it's the attacker's HP on top of that. And then you can actually increase this with your skills and make it better. The signature is actually really good because it's an AoE that goes across the field, and it's a big AoE. Also heals, which makes her literally the best character in the game to basically like if you want, like when I say solo auto, you make her strong and just have people to support her, she just kills everything. Now the problem is, like, you hear that little bling sound. That's what happens when you attack too much with one element. So that's why you have to change out and then use somebody else. But if you have this girl along with her, you can just change into another healer. Or what you can actually do is you can go in to Lucian from Saya and have Lucian be second, and then change the light. So attacking with him, he's going to basically heal back everything if Saya is actually in trouble. So then you bring her back on the field with all her healing and everything. You just never die, basically. So now Edward, the fun dude who I have right now, which is why that's why he's lit up. Edward's normal attacks, you see, are pretty good, and he has that big jump which staggers and pushes back, and it's kind of like super armor because he really doesn't get knocked out of it. He has his charge right there, which will give a big damaging hit, as you can see, and then he has that poke like that. Like his, like most of the time, the 5 stars have multifaceted normal stuff, which is really good. So you have the flame sword right there, which is going to do damage, and then they have a burn duration, as you guys can see, extra damage on top of that. It's pretty good. It has a pretty big arc. And then you have time for punishment, which he just goes ham. He just gets the glow. And you can do that. See all that type of stuff. Like, you know, he just becomes burn man. He's probably one of the better characters in the game for auto next to Saya. So when you're going through stages, you give him a certain purple sword that I have that I'll show you, that when you get hit, you get a shield on you. So even if the auto is stupid, uses the shield through everything and then have this extra damage and burn everything. It's really good. Now Santar, which is my favorite character, not the most useful character, she's just my favorite. Obviously dark skin waifu, but she has a fun mechanic to go along with that. You see her stuff is the same thing, and she uses a broadsword. It's kind of similar. She has the same type of charge feel, and then stabbing sun kind of like does like the same type of thing too. She has a wrath of the sun, which she imbues herself kind of similar to the same way that the previous character does, and then she gets all of that to go along with it. You also notice that she gets a bonus based off of HP and then crit rate with the Blessing of the Sun. And then you have the World of Light, which she calls out her familiar, which comes around and basically comes out in Beast 2. It's based off of her HP and her attack, which is pretty nice. Kind of like helps out too. And it has a nuke when it comes out as well. She's particularly annoying in PvP. Just to let you know, not even particularly very annoying in PvP. Next up is Sarka, which is your well, the first character that we get, which is, well, like you see literally like his headshot, his normals are sick, pretty fast, and you see all of the charge and everything else that you get, plus the dash with the lightning bolt. Swag. Right, next up is Thunderstrike. Now, for me, when I originally messed around with this, I thought this was weird because you don't want to go to them with him, and the damage is not that high, so maybe I'm just not using it properly. It does have a duration and thunderbolts and that type of stuff, but I don't know. It seems like he's meant to be a mid to short type of guy and then go to range if you want to. His kit kind of weirds me. Now on the opposite side of that, you have the Fire Archer, which does kind of like the same thing. she'll cause bleed. And then her dash is kind of cute too. All right, so this, she has a trap that she throws out, which kind of leaves them there, causes bleed, and locks them in that spot. And then rain their strongbow, which you get siege. I mean, it's cool if you don't have to move. You have Aaron, which should probably be the most popular character. Look at these, look at that swag normal. And arguably, I believe she was the top DPS last test. And then they all have kind of like the same piercing. So they hear the death grip. So what this does is it stuns and pulls things towards you, increases the incoming damage that they actually take. And you know, it doesn't last that long, but it's pretty cute. And it actually has like a little bit of a penetration type of thing where it's going to hit through people. So also pretty cool. And then she has this where she just can't get knocked out of. It ignores defense rate. Like, it's like she's just not even there doing all that damage, which is one of the reasons why she's one of the better DPSs. It's just really strong and pretty good. I know many people are going to find her, like, she's going to be the popular one. And you have Albert, who is tank extraordinaire. Same type of thing. Push through, you get the counter, all that good stuff. And then dash. This has a wonky attack because they can actually be hit going up and in the middle of the air and then going down. So what you should do is like do it like in front of an enemy, not like where that's like one of the worst ways to do it. You want to do it like literally like when they're in your face and they get hit mad times. I don't know if that's intended like that, but it's pretty cool. And yeah, that actually lasts a good deal. It kind of like taunts. And you know, they're all like paying attention to that, kind of mad that it's there, which I would be too if you threw a golden lion on top of my head. But yeah. And last is Xanthia, who's the quickest spellcaster. Like, look at these, bro. Look how fast that normal was. Normal, fast as hell, boy. And then you got this, again, fast. Like that's like barely less than a second. It just keeps going. You got the black hole, which, yeah. She thinks she Archeron. This is why she's a premium character, and there's no reason not to try to get her. However, not easy getting things in this game. So, with that said, if you're going to reroll for what you want immediately, like right in the beginning. If any of those characters that I showed you guys just now is up your alley and what you want to actually do, go for it. So over here we have the first guy, which is Lionel. He's the guild dude. You want to make a guild. This is what it looks like right now. And you have like your guild medals, and then you get Starstone right there once you get enough, and you notice that it will reset over time. This is how it looks when you actually have people in here. You can choose to allow people to invite or just let them just come in naturally. And then you have a store over here, which is just more limit break stuff that you need. And then you get a Crystal of Fate, which is summons. And this is Eleanor. You can actually cook with her for whatever reason. She extra budget. This is the PvP guy. We already showcased that, so this is how you go to PvP. This is the quest girl, where she'll take you unless you go out into the adventure zone. This is the socket guy, which allows you to craft and build sockets on your gear. Let's look at him real quick.
That's me, Vito Fontaine.
Which, as you can see, I put a gem on this sword right now, and this is the sword I was talking about, which you definitely want to pay close attention to if you're looking at certain characters. Like you see, I have homie up here, Edward, I believe. And if you have Sansar, she can use the sword too. When hit, creates a shield that blocks damage equal to 10 of the maximum HP for 14 point 2 seconds, and then I'm going to showcase that this sword is OP if you're auto battling. If you're one of them people who just want to fight the bosses and don't want to do all the stages, that sword is OP for that, because it just lets you just base roll everything. You have the gem crafter over here, which as you get different items, you can, look, I just make one right now, bam. Gems have different powers according to whatever they are, whether it be attack, life, HP, lifesteal, and that type of stuff. You can even combine gems, as you can see, but this is attack, this is the HP, and turn them into something else higher. You have the enchant person over here who's in the corner.
Is there anything you're looking for?
You can enchant equipment. If I want to put this scholar scroll on it. All right. And that pushes up the attack with Mace. Bam, right, you notice right down there, that's we get a flat set attack. Notice there are other versions of it which are even stronger. But have at it. Be careful with your gold though, because you don't get infinite gold. Over here is the reward decree, which is the main office right here. And that's where your battle pass is. And we'll go weekly right here. There's shortcuts for this, but I'm just physically showing you where stuff is, just in case you get lost so you don't know. Going back out to central lobby, you have the main town out here, which literally there's almost no reason to really do this the physical way, because you can teleport straight to it. But this is the Knights mission. This is where you get all your daily stuff. Pay close attention to this, because every day you have the opportunity to get, oh, she won't show me, but she gives missions, and to get 4 missions, and what you can do is you can complete 2 of them, you will get gold and you'll get 120 currency. You can do this every day, so essentially means that you get 3,000 currency in a month, which is 10, no, that's more, that's 20 summons basically. So 20, that's what, it's 3,600 currency in a month basically, and that is basically 20 summons. That's 23 summons a month basically, for just doing this every day, which is not bad at all. So you have a shot, even if you're just lazy not doing anything. Now that's you just way more currency that you can actually get outside of that, which we're going to talk about in a bit. You have your equipment store. You will never need this, ignore it. You have the synthesized items, which you will need, and I'll show you why in a second. This is important. Let's say it's the end of the day, or you're at work, or you need to go to work or something like that. What you can do to make it so that you don't overcap your stamina, it costs 80 to buy this epic book right here, and you can lower your stamina cap by the 80, and then like if you have 120 right now, you drop back down to 40, and then that's roughly, like, as you see, to get this maxed out, I need 8 hours to get this all the way maxed out. So it gives you like 9 or 10 hours to come back basically, and then continue the gameplay to keep you from being overcapped. Pay attention to this when you get a chance to, because it'll help you out to keep you from actually having overcapped stamina. You probably will never need any of this right here. Cooking store basically is
Tasty and healthy ingredients for you.
where you can buy ingredients, or you can just
Healthy ingredients for
cook
you.
for yourself right here. She's basically essentially just a cook, and you see what each individual one does, and it goes for one stage where you get all this. It's up to you if you find use and all of that, and then that's pretty much it. So let's see, make sure I showed everything that we need to show. I think we showed guidance book stuff already. Yes, we did. All right. And this is the battle pass. This is the shortcut right here, 3rd tab up. I think I'll do this now. I don't have enough for this, but I do have enough for this. I'll do this one right now. Maybe we'll get some hype and I can actually use it somewhere. And I get to show you the summon. So when it's purple, that means you're getting the elite. When her eye is gold, that means you're getting a 5-star character or a weapon. And it's purple, so it's going to be a 4-star. And I don't believe this ever changes, so it just kind of like is what it is. Okay, we got Auric. We got Auric and we got a weapon. Then my pity goes up to 50 now. And once you get to 90, you're gonna get a 5-star weapon or character. It's not guaranteed to be a character, so just keep that in mind. Like if you personally don't want a certain thing, actually, I can do 10 more. I kind of don't really care about Xanthia, and all this is gonna come to an end anyway. Do I really need to do it that way?
You've come, Master of the Book. Is there anything I can get for you?
Oh, it's because I don't have enough. I need a few more. That's why.
This Master of the Book. It's the recommended
I've
item
used it
this
all.
month.
That's unfortunate. I guess I'll just buy this right now. Wait, I think I do have enough. Yeah, I think I do have
Hello,
enough.
Master of the Book. I prepared a special item for you.
Because I can do this. And when you get a new character, I'll show you this real quick. It counts as a Knight of Veda. And when you go to the character, you see, you go all the way to the bottom, you get a free summon basically. Just for getting the character. That's nice, right? We'll talk about that book in a second. Alright, so now I can go over here. Oh, actually, I have to do it here.
Master of the Book. It's the recommended item for this month.
There we go.
Which one? That's interesting.
Okay, I'm going.
Be quiet.
Am I doing it right?
Come on, lady. Nope.
Real?
I'm Naya, a friend of the Ice Spirit.
Perfect. Oh, 2 of them. That's nice of you, game. You can see I'm up to 69 now, so 30 more, I'll guarantee something, or it'd be a weapon or character, which weapons aren't necessarily a bad thing. So we hit some achievements. Oh, I'm passing it. Head over into the book. Real quick, I'll show you what that means. Actually, I should just do the book now. All right, so the book is basically where you house your characters. And you notice I have Edward up here. So here's how I tackle this game. I have my carry character, who's the lead-off character, which obviously that's going to be Edward. He's the top. And then I have the sword, which I was telling you about. Your lead-off character is who you spoil, and you have carry through everything. That's what I did with that for the most part, but you notice everybody got the 40 because that's possible. This is all free to play. I didn't spend anything. There's a test server. Nothing counts. Here, you can do that. We're on chapter 5 right now. And essentially what happens is you use your carry character to essentially carry through everything. And you need a secondary character, which could be whoever you want it to be. For me, right now, my secondary character was Yanko, which is the free character that you naturally get. All this stuff is free, basically, except for like Edward's, basically because I did the special summons that I was telling you about, and that's who I got, basically, in the special summon. That's what came out. as far as that, Edward was the lead DPS, and then I had Yanko to support him. So whenever Edward would get maxed on the fire resistance, I would change to Yanko, depending on where I was at in damage, and if I was damaged too much and stuff like that. And Rani was the backup. Rani's the backup, basically DPS. If stuff went south with Edward and Yanko, then we have Rani. Lucian is basically just a healer. Arguably, what you could do is you can make Lucian be the backup, because if Edward got in trouble, then you can just change the Lucian. So essentially what you can do is you can spoil whoever your main DPS is, and then Lucian, which when I say spoil, I mean first to 20, which is first cap, first to 40, which is second cap, and after that 60 is the third cap. Those are who you level first, who get the weapons on first, who give everything first. You want to bring up the other characters too, as best as possible, but you want to spoil whoever's the main DPS, and obviously the healer, because that's who's going to save your ass when something goes wrong with the other three. So the first tab over here, you have your Ascension, and this is your limit break, and according to whatever world level you have, you see you have to get the world level 3 or adventure level 3 to actually get out of 40, where we're at right now. You have your weapon right here, which is pretty much self-explanatory, and then you have your equipment right here. These items are going to drop in the individual places. See, I didn't even build any of this stuff right now because I knew that this is going to count. So I'm not try-harding. I'm try-harding with the strat. I'm not try-harding with the gear. You have your relics, which is essentially your gear. Again, you see I didn't level any of this, and I got to the only thing I leveled was the weapon and the characters, essentially. So when people ask if something is pay to win, if this game is pay to win, it's not pay to win. It's basically, you can pay to be lazy. That's what I call it. You can pay to be lazy, but as long as you just know how to play an ARPG, you essentially can just go through this. And that's the reason why I did all of this the way I did, because I don't want people to come in and mislabel a game, because that happens sometimes where dudes are just lazy, and there's other content creators do that too. Just lazy and don't even bother, and it's easy to say something is pay to win. It's easy to say that this and that and the third, but to actually play the game and understand the game, that's what the purpose of this video is. And they're not paying me to do this or anything else like this. I just like to tell the truth out there. And as far as this game, this game literally is a skill-based game, and as long as you're good, you can actually override a lot of the harder content in the game without spending anything at all. This is proof of that. I've done it 3 times in a row. It went to the end 3 times in a row without actually spending anything, just basically off of me using the carry character, whoever I got. It's been 3 different characters each time. It was Saya one time, it was Sansar. No, it was Saya. It was Sansar first, then it was Saya last beta, and then this particular beta is Edward, basically. So I've done it with 3 characters and done it differently with each character, because each character is different. You had the DPS through with Sansar, which sadly DPS through in, because that's the way that she's built. You have to control her a whole lot more than you have to control Edward. Edward is over time and everything else. His fire does more damage to things around him, so he burns down stuff, when Sansar is more single target. So she's going to get hit because she's not killing everything around her the way that Edward does with his fire. That's the difference. And then the Saiyans just don't care about anything. She just kill everybody and heal. So that's the difference between the two. And you have the Fate, which you notice I got 2 Nanyan, I believe. So the very first thing over here, the knockout, is get you level 1. Now, what I suggest for your own sanity's sake is you have 2 characters who are epic. And the reason for that is because they're easier to max to get down here, and they'll be stronger a whole lot quicker than you having that 1 5-star there forever that you probably won't get a dupe for like a fucking year. So wait, you guys get what I mean. It's just better for your power. It's better for you to actually get through content that you can keep continually doing, like really hard content and getting currencies that you can actually keep summoning. Maybe you get lucky and get a 5-star, a dupe or something like that, or get a whole bunch of 5 stars. But it's better just to have 2. You can have like two 5 stars and 2 4 stars, in my opinion, which you're automatically gonna have Lucian. So like just worry about leaving him there and doing what you need to, and then whoever else you want to. I would say Liam, because Liam is really good. But it depends on what you got. At the end of the day, if you can let your 2 5 stars be the carry and have your 2 backups be Lucian and whoever else you want. Your skills can actually upgrade as well. You get the pieces to actually upgrade the skills from the bosses. The bosses drop them. Let me head over here. See, I did actually level his because he's the carry character. He gets spoiled. Actually, I can't show here because I leveled that already, right? Here we go. You see, right here, if I want to actually do that with him, which I don't, but I want to actually do that with him, literally see stage 11 for all of them. It basically tells you where it is, and this is the nightmare. So going into nightmare, which I'm going to do in a bit, will actually get you those parts. And that's the nightmares open up after you beat a world boss, and you have to go back and revisit the world boss in your nightmare, which is your idol, which is going to be one of the last things that we talk about. And then details we already showed. This is where you just come in and they kind of like tell you about the characters and everything else like that. All right, so now that we have done all that, let's head to nightmare so we get some combat. I do apologize for this being nerdy, but this is about as in depth as you can possibly get in this game. So nightmare, what is that? This is your idol of the game. It's going to basically, in parries though, it's basically going to be the highest point of wherever you're at currently, and according to whatever you do in the Veda's nightmare. So Veda is basically, I actually control this, I don't think I can. The angel girl who's in the top right over there, they're not gonna really show it right now because I can't move the camera, and he's like stuck in the corner getting tanked and stuff. So the angel basically has nightmares, and in her nightmares she sees all the foes that have been vanquished and all that type of stuff. The stuff that she's fought, stuff that you fight, all that good type of stuff. For the most part, we're kind of getting over there. No, well, never mind. You can see her wing. You can kind of, there she is, she's sleeping. And she's dreaming, and this is what she's dreaming. So these are the bosses that I have faced so far. I've done these 3. I need to do this one. I'm going to do this right in front of you. So we get to fight him. And I get to show you the strats and all that type of stuff. And you're going to notice all the type of things you have. You get like your gear. You get the assassin gear right here. And then we get the storytelling gear, which is like defense and everything else. That All right, so I can let him rock for a little while. We talk, essentially what you do in this game is beat stuff up. It's an ARPG. Now you see I have that green thing over me. This is what I was talking about before. That's my shield because I got hit. And you see now I'm on my normal life, and they did a lot of normal life. So I take over now. Enough of that. And you see already where he shines is that he's going to actually have good AoE with his fire. Get that damage going. I don't want to get hit by that. And you go mess around and do that right there. And you see already lost a good deal of damage. So we head into the homie Lucian. Where he do this. See him over here. Now look at Edward's health. I'm basically healing now while Lucian does, pretty okay damage. I don't want him to get away with doing that. We will go over here. Or you go into Yonko. Remember I was telling you about putting that out. So now I have this helping out. Which I killed them pretty fast, unfortunately. Can let Yonko do his thing. put that out.
I see you can't do
Like Hype Beam do her thing. Like you see all that damage that she did.
it. The light notifies you.
He took a lot of damage right there, which is fine. All right. Let Edward do that. That heals everybody. And now I go into this. Now, here's the cool thing. Those things that Edward have stay on me now. And now I'm still healing while I do damage. Let his fire do his thing. Get my charge going. Don't run away from me. Hold that.
You must get ready.
Alright, so you hear that bling sound? That means I need to change over to a different character yet. I mean,
Stamina.
change to a different character. Let him pay attention to that. And he's dead. And I have my R, which is like going Super Saiyan. All right, that's the World 4 boss.
You must get ready.
And I'll hit the Super Saiyan.
I see you can't do it without me. The light, you must get ready.
And get rid of all his help. Ow. Okay, you get too happy, sir. Alright, you got rid of him now. I actually walked into that.
More HP.
No kidding. Let's do that. Make sure that we...
You must get ready. You must get ready.
Okay. I mean, you can stay over there. I'm cool with that. No, don't come over here. And you see, look at it shooting them.
You're not ready yet.
Got the snare out on them.
You must get ready.
Oh crap.
More HP.
Damn, I got Edward killed. No! That's my bad. I ran right into that. Alright, so we need to get rid of that.
I see you can't do it without me.
Alright. Alright. It still hits you too. Help out Randy. Alright, so I don't need my my E yet. I actually made this harder on myself getting Edward killed. What? I changed just in the nick of time. He easily is like one of the more annoying characters in this game.
I see you can't do it without me.
Can y'all get out of here?
You must get ready. The light shows the right direction.
All right, he's dead.
You're too hot.
What?
You're not ready yet.
All right.
You're not ready yet.
Of course, you put these things out.
You must get ready. You're too hot.
No kidding.
Light, give me the answer.
I don't have any of those left. Let's do this.
Light, give me the answer.
All right. Oh, there's another one still.
You must get ready. You're not ready yet. You must get ready. You're not ready yet.
This actually turned into an epic fight because I let Edward die. It's all my fault too.
Get ready. You must get ready.
Oh, this is still ours?
I see you can't live without me. The light shows the right direction.
I didn't even hit him.
Light, you're not ready yet.
Damn it.
Take that.
You die. There we go. He almost killed me. Epic battle. That's right, I gotta hit it. He was the last one alive, last hit. Gimme. That actually was the first time I did it though. So, 'cause I got the 80 currency. That was actually an epic, more epic than it needed to be. And a good showcase of why you don't let your main DPS die, even though I still did it. But anyway, fun, right? Again, skill based. And if I built all the characters and actually like leveled all their gear, that probably wouldn't even happen. I probably would have like curb stomped them. So it's what it is. That's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this nice in-depth look. What you can get away with. You literally can basically get to where I am right now with no money spent in the game. This is like chapter 5. But I want to talk about something real quick before we go. All right, so you have the 120 that you get every day, but every stage has a number of ways that you can push through it. So you notice that I am in a certain adventure level and trophy. Now we're stage 3. What that means is I've gone through this world twice already, and I've gotten the currency for going through it twice. So as long as you 3-star all the stages, when you go through, you can continue to push through these stages. Of course, you need the stamina for that, and keep that in mind that you have to actually use stamina, 10 stamina per stage every single time. But you're essentially getting like 200 300 currency every time you push all the way through, not to mention the currency that you get and the EXP that you get for going through these stages. So, and it just constantly keeps going up. It gets a little bit harder each time. And according to your adventure level, as you guys can see, that has an effect on it as well. So there's plenty of currency in this game, as long as you just simply play it. So it's up to you. Just wanted to point that out. So getting to 90 is not that hard. I think 90 is still too much. That's more than everybody else in the industry. Some games is 60 for a pity. Like 90? Nah, ASTRA dev team. I'm sorry, you can't do that. So I will catch you guys next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. There's a lot of fun doing this. I think this game is actually pretty good, pretty fun, very free to play friendly. It's skill based, as you guys can see. I had to use my skill to win that fight because I went and messed up. My plan A died, so plan B and C and D had to do it. Usually how it works, right? Catch you guys next video. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks to the dev team for allowing me in early to showcase this to you guys. A lot of fun, and I will see you guys global. Peace.